I must admit, I'm really emotional, excited, and nervous about this one. Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth, and fancy seeing you here in June. A very welcome, my friends, and especially my enemies. Come in, sit down, no touching. I don't do the touching. Are you feeling charitable? Then smash the subscribe button, the like button, and the share button, and please do follow me on Twitter at Movies TV Mad. Yes, Dexter has been commissioned by Showtime for a 10-episode limited series, and here are the details. When I saw this drop last night here in Cyprus, I was so excited, so nervous, and I had so many thoughts and feelings. Dexter limited series revival ordered by Showtime. Sharpen your knives, Dexter fans. Showtime has ordered a limited series revival of the beloved serial killer drama with Michael C. Hall set to return. The premium cabler has ordered 10 episodes with production set to begin in 2021 for a full debut. Former series showrunner Clyde Phillips is also set to return. Much like Dexter's many victims, plot details for the series are being kept under wraps. Dexter is such a special series, both for its millions of fans and for Showtime, as this breakthrough show helped put our network on the map many years ago, said Gary Levine, co-president of entertainment for Showtime. We would only revisit this unique character if we could find a creative take that was truly worthy of the brilliant original series. Well, I am happy to report that Clyde Phillips and Michael C. Hall have found it, and we can't wait to shoot it and show it to the world. This is very, very pivotal that Michael and Clyde Phillips, the original showrunner, has got an idea for this limited series. Why is that important? Because it was Clyde Phillips that made this show what it was. And once we lost Clyde Phillips as the main showrunner, that's when the problems began, which I will discuss after I've finished reading this article. Hall starred as Dexter Morgan throughout the show's 8-season original run on Showtime. Dexter was a serial killer who specifically targeted other serial killers while also holding down a job as a blood spatter expert for the Miami Police Department. The show received significant critical acclaim during its time on the air, including multiple Golden Globe and Emmy nominations for Best Drama Series. Hall was also nominated for 5 consecutive times for both an Emmy and Golden Globe for the Best Actor in a Drama for his work on the show. Winning the Golden Globe in 2010, John Lithgow picked up as an Emmy and a Golden Globe for his guest starring role in the show's 4th season. The series also won a Peabody Award in 2008. Produced by Showtime, Dexter will be executive produced by Phillips Hall, John Goldwyn, Sarah Colleton, Bill Carrero, and Scott Reynolds. In addition to this, his time on Dexter, Hall received an Emmy nomination in 2002 for his work on the HBO series 6 Feet Under. He's also known for his work on projects like Christine and Safe, as well as Broadway productions like Hedwig and Angry Inch. He is wrecked by UTAA Authority Pelkov Mangan. We don't care. It's brilliant. Phillips previously created the series Suddenly Susan, Get Real, The Parker Lewis Can't Lose. He was also a writer, producer on the hit show series Nurse Jackie. He is currently under an overall deal with Showtime and CBS Television Studios. I think that's it. Yes. Right. Let's discuss this. This is amazing. This is sensational. Off the scale news. Dexter went for 8 seasons. Unfortunately, only 4 of those seasons, as far as I'm concerned, are viable. What went wrong with Dexter? I believe that Dexter went on for far too long. Shall I tell you? Now, normally, I'm a fan of watching my favourite shows for as many seasons as possible, and I don't believe this, just end it, give it a few seasons, don't let it get tired. But Dexter did become tired when it didn't happen. Dexter is based on the novel Darkly Dreaming Dexter, an amazing story, an amazing novel that you should absolutely read. It was an amazing hard R TV show. It was dark, the character was relatable, and I suppose it's a kind of an edgy confession to say that I related to the character because I'm not a wannabe serial killer. But the point is, Dexter is someone who, when we first met him, he wasn't very emotional. He didn't like to have sex. He was happy that Rita, his girlfriend, didn't want to have sex either. He was emotionally stunted, and he had his stepsister, Deb, as well, played brilliantly by Jennifer Carpenter. They killed off that character in the finale to a lot of the fans' dismay. And they went around this whole thing about, Deb being in love with Dexter. The whole thing was wrong. And it all went wrong from the moment they killed off Rita, his girlfriend. Now, the shocking death of Rita was one of the most talked about moments in television history. This is red wedding fucking territory, right? It was shocking. He killed the serial killer played by John Lithgow. Little did he know that John Lithgow's serial killer had killed his girlfriend before Dexter had got to him. And it was the last thing we saw from season 4. It was shocking while his baby was crawling around in his girlfriend's blood. It was a sensational, gripping, compelling, heartbreaking moment. But they should never have done it because nobody really understood how important Rita was to that show. And when we lost her, we had an issue because every showrunner from Chip Johansson onwards was trying to give Dexter a love interest. We had Julia Stiles as Lumen, and then we had Yvonne Stravinsky's female serial killer as well. This is when the show was dying. It was dying a slow death because they took it away from what it was. What Clyde Phillips did with this show was sensational. What Michael C. Hall did was sensational. Michael C. Hall is one of the most talented artists I've ever seen perform the art of acting. He was sensational. He doesn't do a lot. He doesn't talk a lot. He's a very talented man, though. And this character and the way he played him and the way he defined him was sensational. But at the end of the day, the first 4 seasons were viable, but after that, this show was no longer viable. You lost Rita. The problem was after season 4, Showtime realised it was popular, but they wanted to make it more popular. Now that worked. From season 5 onwards, the ratings were going higher and higher and higher, even though I believe creatively and narratively the show was no longer viable. So we had the whole of season 5 with Lumen and the whole thing with that and them being lovers and him pretty much saying in his narrative voiceover that he never really loved Rita and Lumen was the real thing. It was insulting to such an important character for the first 4 seasons. Rita worked, Lumen didn't work as a love interest, and neither did Yvonne Stravinsky's character either. What I want to see from season 10, this limited series, I assume they're not going to do any more, but who knows? If it's that big, I think they would want to bring it back full time. Now, a lot of the fans are talking about righting the wrongs from the final season, from the finale. How they do this, I don't know. He's no longer at the Miami Police Department. He's known as a killer now. He's on the run. He's in hiding. His sister Deb is dead. All the important elements that the show had that made the show good are pretty much dead apart from Dexter. So how do they pick this show up? Are they going to go back to maybe something we never saw before when he was still with the Miami Police Department and not deal with the shit show of the final season and not continue that? That would be problematic. That would annoy people, but at least you would have a Dexter with Jennifer Carpenter as Deb and all the trappings, right? And so that would be pretty interesting and amazing, but it wouldn't be a continuation, and I think that would be problematic for people, although you can understand that Michael and Clyde may not want to deal with what happened in that finale, but I kind of believe they're going to have to. They can't ignore this. Of course, what they could do as well is do a prequel before the first season of Dexter. That would be interesting. How would that work? I don't... Well, listen, it could work if they made a prequel. So they could go prequel. I'd be interested it would be intriguing if they did that. But again, I think people will be kind of pissed off because they want what happened in that final season to be dealt with, to be fixed. I don't know how you fix that. It is my opinion, as I've already said, from season 5 onwards, this show wasn't the hard R kind of alternative show that it was, and it became mainstream. And that was the problem with Dexter. Michael C. Hall knew this. Michael C. Hall knew it was a shit show from season 5, but everything he did with his performance and the narrative of the character was brilliant. He always said he wouldn't come back unless there was a good story to tell. I think he went back with Clyde Phillips and said, listen, we've got to fix this. Because Michael is a proper actor. This is a character that defined him, defined his career, defined the network. As the network said themselves, this is important. I remember people talking about Dexter being a bit like Batman. There's even some, I think Marvel even did some Dexter comics, if I remember rightly. This is a really popular character. This character is equally as popular as Batman to a lot of people. This character, including me, means a hell of a lot. So they've got to get it right. They've got to fix what went wrong. How they do this, again, I don't know, right? But they can either continue, they can either do a prequel or something like that. They're not going to say much about it. Michael hasn't been available for comment yet. I'm sure Michael will have a lot to say when the time is right, but Michael doesn't speak a lot, and I like that. I don't even think he's on social media. Again, like Freddie Highmore, a very quiet performer, but they are on, Freddie Highmore and Michael C. Hall are probably two of my best actors from two of my favourite shows, Bates Motel and Dexter. Amazing. I'm so excited and so energised that this is coming back, because I believe if they didn't kill off Rita and they carried on with the hard R concept that they were doing, I think Dexter would have gone beyond its 8 seasons because the popularity was there. I just believe that, and I was staggered they were cancelling it because the popularity and the ratings were going up and up and up. People were hungry for more. Dexter captured as many people's imaginations as Homelander is now. These kind of characters are complex and complicated and intriguing and interesting, and people just want more and more and more of them. And so just to know that this iconic character and this iconic show is coming back, I couldn't be more excited. What do you think about the return of Dexter, though? Are you excited? Because I am, and I just can't wait to hear more and more about the return of Dexter. And finally, I can't wait to finally see what Clyde Phillips and Michael C. Hall's big idea is for this Dexter Season 9 limited series. Comment down below, like, share and subscribe. We will speak again soon. There will be a lot more Dexter videos to come.